Alright, welcome back. So this is just like a follow-up or a part 3 of the Curbfind Craftsman rear-wheel self-propelled lawnmower. Basically today I'm just going to go ahead and get it prepped and ready for sale. So I did have a little bit of overspray. I got to fix it a little bit, and I did spray paint it a little bit. As you guys can tell, it's a different colored red. I didn't actually have that darker, like a more of a violet red, so I had this satin type red. So I did my best just to spray paint it to make it look a little bit more presentable without the rust holes. And today I'm actually going to do a follow-up to see if it starts with it sitting for the past 2 days. So I've been letting the paint dry for the last couple days here, and I have not started it at all. So we'll go ahead and try it out and see if it runs. I'll let the oil warm up a little bit and we'll do an oil change on it. And yeah, I'll see if I have maybe a possible spark plug. If not, I'll just leave this one on there. But it says prime 3 times. These Tecumsehs, you got to really make sure you prime them really good. All right, let's fire it up. As you can see, ran fine. Just ran it out of fuel, so that's perfectly fine. I'll refill it up in a little bit, and what I'll do is I'll make sure it runs good. I'm gonna get fresh oil into it and just make sure everything's good with it. But yeah, it ran till it died. I didn't have that much fuel in it from last time I let it run from a few days ago, so that's okay though. I like to make sure just to make sure everything's good. I'll maybe leave it like an angle like this. So doing an oil change on these is very simple. You literally are just going to remove the actual top cap where the line is on it. And I'm just looking for a towel here, or paper towel. And I didn't mean line, I actually meant dipstick, where the dipstick tube is. And oh yeah, it definitely got warmed up because look how high it got. So you can see it warmed it up very well. I did not have that much oil in this. As you can tell, it's very dirty. It's probably never been changed. So what I'll do is just wipe it off. And then I have my drain pan. What I'll do is I'll just move this over a little bit so when I hit the camera as I tilt it over. And I'm going to try to do my best not to make a huge mess, but sometimes it happens. So I'll lift it up here. Easy does it. Let me just, before I make a huge mess, let me just push this over here for just a split second. Okay. And just tip it over. You can see that oil's coming out nice. Trying not to make a mess here. Just draining it all out. And like I said, this lawnmower, when I found it, you can see it's been sitting for a while. It wasn't the fact that it wasn't going to run just because of the carb, but it's never really been maintained. The original filter from a few videos ago, a few shorts ago, you could tell that it wasn't really taken care of. Somebody just used it to the point of using it, and then they just tossed it. So I'm going to let that drain out just as much as I possibly can. And luckily there's no fuel. If there was fuel in this, you'd probably want to put something on the actual gas cap and tighten it down like a plastic bag to prevent it obviously from spilling. But since it's empty, there's very little, if any, fuel in there. So I'll let that drip out. And you can see the oil's very dirty. A little bit milky too, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's moisture in it. I can't tell if there's any metal in it. It doesn't look like there's any metal. It just looks like it's very dirty. And what I'll do is I'll let it drip. And in the meantime, I just want to see if I can just remove the caps. While that's draining, I'm just gonna see if I can just go ahead and remove the cap covers on the self-propel. It's just the hubcaps kind of thing, and they pop right out. Just got to get a flathead on it. I'll let it drip out as much as it can. I'm just basically just gonna see how the wheel looks for the self-propelled, so we'll let that drip for a little bit. And let me put this higher just so you guys can see what I'm doing. 1 second here. Adjust the tripod. And I'll try to make the camera. I'm using my cell phone. It's just on a tripod, so I'm just trying to adjust it as best as I can so you guys can see. And what I'll do is I'll just use the impact. I'll get it off on one side so you guys can just see, and then once I get it down, I'll do it on the other side. You know, it's not too difficult. I'm gonna guess and say it's probably bigger than half. Yeah, bigger than ½ inch. I'll go 9/16 maybe. 9/16 is perfect. I'm just using SAE. Using our impact, we'll get the wheel off. Easy, 1, 2, 3. We'll just remove that. We'll inspect it. Looks like the wheel's good. It's really good. Not a little bit of wear, but not too bad. A little bit of dust. There's a little bit of buildup and gunk here, but honestly, just by cleaning it off a little bit here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lube it. Lube the wheel. I mean, it was working fine with self-propel. It's just sometimes it would just bog going backwards. But I think that's also the design of this transmission. I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, so what I'll do is I'll just pick at it here for a second just to clean it up a little bit. It's just got a little bit of dirt and debris here, and that's good. And what I like to do with this now is I like to use a little bit of lithium grease just to spray in there, and then I'll rotate it around a little bit. Once again, I'm just trying to get underneath it, just spraying a little bit of grease here and there. Spray a little bit down the shaft, I hope, here. I'll let that go in there. Already, you can see it's starting to loosen up. And like I said, this is perfect. Look at that. Now there's no binding going backwards or forward, just with a little bit of grease. It seemed to have really helped it. So then what I'll do is I'll just wipe the excess on it a little bit. And we'll make sure that it's good here. And what I'll do, a final step, is I'll add just a little bit of grease on the actual shaft of the wheel. So when this rotates, there's no real resistance to it. So then we'll line it up. Get it on there. Wipe it off one more time for the threads. And then we'll just simply apply the nut. I like to first start them out by hand. I don't like to impact them right away. I like to make sure that it's at least on the threads first, because you don't want to damage the threads. And a couple of the taps, and we're good. And we can service the other side. So that one's good. The front ones I'm not really concerned with. I think the front ones were working pretty good. It's just the rear ones I wanted to make sure that the rear self-propel, and the front ones you can see they're perfectly fine. So yeah, I'll flip it around, and then I will just go ahead, and it's now less of a drip. So we got most of the old oil out. It'll probably take a few times, but for this Curbfind, I think this will be perfect. And what I'll do, put it on the side. Didn't make a mess. And what we'll do is we'll add oil to it, and then I'll go ahead and run it. So let me just add some oil to it. I'll wipe it down, clean it up a little bit, and I'll get back to you guys in a second. I'll just pause right here. All right, welcome back. Just to add to this one, so I changed the oil in it. It needed about between 18 ounces of oil. So I had some conventional 10W30, so I ran that. I tried to see if I had a plug. It's BR2LM, but unfortunately I have Chinese plugs, and I don't think they're the right size. So I'm just gonna run with this, with what's on it. I mean, it was running fine without it, so it's not like if there was an issue with it I would change it out. But thought I had that plug, but I do not, and I don't even have a used plug now. I am running into an issue where I don't have a lot of fuel left, because I kind of used it up in my mower and whatnot, so I'll try to pour whatever else I have in here, which is not that much, so I don't even know if it's going to run. But if it runs for like a couple of minutes, that'd be great, just to circulate. Once again, I just have to get some fresh fuel, because I don't have any more fuel. I just ran out of my fuel here. Alright, well, that's all of it. It's not much, but it should hopefully get it started and run. So, what we'll do is we'll just go outside. I'll run it for just like a minute or two, and then we'll just shut it off. Hopefully it fires up, of course. Fresh oil. I wiped it off a little bit. I put the bag on it. Had to fix it with the zip ties because there's a little hole in the back, but yeah. I'll just run it for a little bit. It fires right up. Now I'll try to take some pictures and hopefully get it listed today. Alright. So we'll go ahead and prime it. Okay. Yeah, hopefully it has enough fuel, might not. fuel. So yeah, it looks like it operates, runs fine. I greased up the rear, so should be good. I'm just gonna have to get some more fuel just so I can have it a little bit more topped up. So yeah, hope you guys liked the video on the final series of this mower. So I'll be glad to hopefully get this listed and hopefully get rid of it soon. So stay tuned, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Hope you guys have a great day, and like, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much.